Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel Sunday Spoon. My name is Samira and today we're making manti. Manti is a beloved dumpling in Central Asia, but each country has different versions of it. Today we're making Tajik-style manti, which are round and very juicy. They are the perfect combination of tender dough and flavor meat filling. Once you try this, you'll be hooked. The word manti is believed to come from the Chinese word mantou, if I pronounce it correctly, which refers to steamed buns. Over time, as it traveled through the Silk Road, it evolved into the dumplings we know and love today. And each country along the way, from Kazakhstan to Uzbekistan to Tajikistan, has added their own unique spin on it. Now let's talk about the dough. To make the perfect dough, you want to use iced water. It should be very cold. It makes the dough so soft and stretchy, which is exactly what we need. Start by sifting your flour into a large bowl. Add in your salt, 1 tablespoon, and your vegetable oil, about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And now mix it all together. For oil, you can use any neutral oil. I'm using vegetable oil and it works perfectly here. Next, slowly add your iced water. Start with about 300 milliliters of cold water. In US units, it's a little bit more than 1 cup of water. As always, all the exact measurements in European and US metrics are in the description of this video, so you should probably check it out if you're actually gonna cook this. Mix the water in gradually by pouring in small portions of water and mixing it with our hand. You want the dough to come together but not to be too sticky or too dry. Keep adding water until you have the soft dough. One mistake that people always do is add the water all at once. You should not do this, because the key in this process is to be gentle and careful with the amount of water you will pour into the dough. Just be patient. Once your dough is formed, give it a good knead for about 10 minutes. Trust me, the more you knead, the better the dough will turn out. You want it to be smooth and elastic, but not too dry or too soft. Find the balance. It's done. And after that, place your dough and cover it with a damp cloth or a plastic wrap. I'm using a damp cloth, just like a blanket, and let it rest for 30 minutes. This resting time is important because it allows the gluten to kinda relax, making it easier to roll out later. While the dough is resting, we can prepare the filling. Manti fillings can be made with all sorts of meat: beef, lamb, chicken, but today we're using beef. You need about 2.5 pounds of beef, and it's important to cut it into small cubes. The smaller the pieces, the more tender your filling will be. But don't worry, they don't need to be perfectly uniform. Cut the meat first into strips. Yeah, something like this. And then into cubes. I'll show you everything. First, cut into these plates and then cut it into something that looks like this, more of a strip. Let me show you. Something that looks like this. And then you cut it into cubes. Small cubes. This knife is better. It's more sharp, so I'm gonna use this one. Now we're doing the same with the beef fat. The beef fat will keep the filling juicy and flavorful. This fat makes all the difference. It's what gives manti that deliciously rich taste. Cut the fat into small cubes just like you did with the meat. Here you go, this is how it looks like. And now the next part. I'm gonna use 1 onion, but in the description there will be probably another measurement. It's just because I have less meat than required because I'm making a small portion. So I peeled the onion, and next we have to chop it. First we cut it in half, like this, and then we just cut it into plates and into the cubes. I always prefer to chop my onions by hand instead of using a food processor because I think it adds a better texture, but if you're in a rush, a processor will work too. Now, in a large bowl, combine the meat, the fat, and the onions. Mix it and add spices to your taste. I will add some salt, 2 teaspoons of salt. I will also add ground black pepper, just a little bit, and about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and mix it. Let it sit for a little while so the flavors can melt together. Now comes the fun part, shaping the manti. This is where you really get to be creative. Take your dough. It turned out to be so soft and elastic. Roll the dough like this a little bit, something like a sausage, you know, and cut it into tiny pieces. They should be not more than 20 or 25 grams. Form tiny circles. And now let them rest again for about 5 minutes. This will make it easier to roll them out into perfect little circles. Now you will need a steamer. Pour water in this large bowl. Turn on the heat and wait for it till it boils. Okay, here we go. It's time to roll all the circles. While I will roll one of them, I'll keep the others under this warm blanket so it won't get too dry. I have this circle, and now we'll add the filling inside of it. It's actually my first time to cook Tajik manti, so I don't really know how to fold them, but we will try. I have no idea if that's how you do it, but it looks cute, so I'll keep it as it is. But before you put it here, grease it a little with oil. And put your manti right here. Do the same thing with all of them. It shouldn't be the perfect circle because we are going to fold it anyway. And don't use too much filling, depends on the size of the circle itself. And fold it just like a dumpling. This is how I fold it. Arrange the manti on the tray, leaving a little space between them so they don't stick together. And don't worry if they're not perfect, they'll still taste amazing. Once your steamer is ready and the water is boiling, carefully place this manti inside. Ta-da! Cover them and let them steam for about 25-30 minutes. It's really important to not open the lid while they are cooking or you'll lose all the steam and the heat. Trust me, patience is key here. Look at this beautiful round juicy manti. The dough is perfectly thin and the filling is tender and flavorful. I love making this for my family. You can serve them as a main course or even as an appetizer to a party. So, what do you think? I really hope you tried making them at home. These manti are perfect for any occasion, whether you're cooking for your family or to impress your friends. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel Sunday Spoon to see more videos like this, and comment below what do you think about this recipe overall. I'll see you soon for another delicious recipe. Bye bye!